What's happening, everyone? It's your boy Tokyo Avalanche, and in this video I'll be covering my top 6 most underrated animes I have seen thus far. Now you're wondering, why did I choose 6 instead of 5? Well, I figure I should just spice things up a bit and make things a little bit more interesting and not do the traditional top 5 route, so adding one more in doesn't hurt at all. Now keep in mind, this is just my personal list. It does not reflect anyone else's nor anime as a whole. I'm just going by what I've seen so far and what I consider to be some of the most underrated animes I've come across. Maybe a part 2 will come up sometime in the future, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But as of now, these are my top 6 most underrated animes, so let's waste no more time and go right ahead into this list. Starting at number 6, we have Tanaka-kun is Always Listless. Now this is a great slice of life anime that is perfect to wind down to after a long day and all you want to do is just sit back and relax. Now what makes this anime so unique is that it doesn't need a derivative storyline to keep the pacing flowing good. It thrives on the daily events that unfold in Tanaka's life. Just an overall summary of it, a high school kid named Tanaka is too lazy to do anything, so he relies on his best friend Ota to do everything for him. Pretty self-explanatory and straightforward, but it works out in its own way too, because a lot of Tanaka's peers really give that show that extra oomph that it needs to, because if it was just Tanaka-kun and just his best friend going about their daily lives, it kind of would be a boring anime, but all the extra side characters that come in really makes the anime pop and just makes the show that much more interesting to watch. So I highly recommend adding this to your list. A great cast of characters that'll keep you entertained with each episode. I'm hoping we get a second season down the line because this show is just really good. But until then, definitely give this show a watch. I guarantee you won't be disappointed with it at all. Coming in at number 5 is Great Teacher Onizuka. Now this should be considered as one of the best well-written series in anime, but not a lot of people give it the credit it's due, which is a shame if you ask me. Now here you have Onizuka, a 22-year-old coming straight out of a biker gang. He sets his sights on becoming the world's greatest teacher for the sole purpose of meeting high school chicks. Now what can go wrong, you might ask? Well, as Onizuka strives on, he faces unexpected trials and tribulations from not only the teacher administration, but also from his students as well, which they do everything in their power to take down Onizuka from teaching. What makes this series so great is the unexpected plots that unfolds and the humor that it brings to the table. The facial expressions are one of the main highlights of the show and will have you laughing hysterically whenever Onizuka just makes a funny face or any of the other side characters that do so. It's the little things like that that makes the show worthwhile and adds the watchability through the roof, so that's another huge plus in my book. Also, the show provides a great combination of both comedy and drama, so you're getting the best of both worlds when you're watching GTO. I strongly recommend checking this series out if you haven't done so. A gem like this only comes around once in a blue moon, so do yourself a favor and bless yourself to the quirkiness that Great Teacher Onizuka offers. Number 4, we have the Tatami Galaxy. It baffles me to see how many people sleep on this gem. Whenever people curate a list of animes that should be considered as masterpieces, rarely do I see the Tatami Galaxy get mentioned amongst the others. The art alone is some of the best I've ever seen, with its rich colors to the simplistic yet unique art style that Madhouse masterfully crafted. To make it even better, it has a rich storyline too that perfectly represents the art. It follows a young college student who recollects his time in college and wonders what it would be like if he joined a certain club, or what it refers to as a circle in the anime, and helps retell his college experience. It's somewhat a complex series to follow since the dialogue is notoriously fast, which makes it hard to keep up with. Fortunately, it only happens with the first episode, but it goes back to its normal pacing and makes it easier to read the subtitles going forward. The Tatami Galaxy is one of those animes where it's best to watch rather than to be told, so if you haven't done so already, please give this show a watch. The art alone will have you geeking for more, so if you're in need of something new to watch, definitely add this to your list. At number 3, we have March Comes In Like a Lion. Now, not enough words in the dictionary can describe how amazing this series is. From the story to the fantastically well executed animation, March Comes In Like a Lion has everything you want in a series and more. Just a quick summary of it, it's about a boy named Rei Kiriyama who becomes a professional shogi player. Along the way, Rei deals with trials and tribulations he faces in order to find himself not only as a shogi player, but as a human being. Now, all I can say about this masterpiece is to give it a watch if you haven't done so. Trust me, you'll be doing yourself a favor by giving this series a chance. I guarantee you that it'll climb into one of your favorite animes of all time. Just a very heartwarming anime that is great to sit down to and just relax. This should be in the books as one of the most underappreciated animes and one of the best animes overall. It's just fantastically well written. Definitely give this a shot if you haven't done so. Sitting at number 2 is Natsume Yujicho. The love I have for this series is something that I'll cherish throughout time. If we're talking about one of the greatest animes of all time, this would definitely be included, but unfortunately too many people sleep on Natsume, so it never gets the credit it deserves. A brief overview of the series, it's about a boy named Takashi Natsume who has the ability to see yokai, which has become a heavy burden on him, resulting in him being outcast amongst his peers and even amongst his family as well. One day he encounters a cat spirit named Madara, aka Nyanko Sensei, who promises to become Takashi's bodyguard in exchange for the book of friends he inherited from his grandmother that has the ability to control yokai when he dies. What makes this series so special is the themes it covers, ranging from anger, sorrow, isolation, and happiness that Natsume faces whenever he encounters a yokai. It leads to great character development from both Natsume and Nyanko Sensei that keeps the series flowing smoothly, and the openings and endings are very enjoyable to watch. This series comes highly recommended to anyone who loves a rich storyline and lovable characters. If you're an avid anime fan looking for something new to watch, this should be a no-brainer to check out. I have a strong feeling this series will leave a deep impression on you, so do yourself a favor and check this series out if you haven't done so. Taking the number 1 spot on my list, we have the ever so underrated Claymore. Now you're probably thinking, oh, it's Shonen Jump, it shouldn't be underrated. Well, not every Shonen Jump anime is popular, and Claymore is a perfect example of it. Now, I'm not expecting it to be part of the big 3 or even on the same popularity level as Death Note, but it should be along the same lines as Hunter x Hunter in terms of popularity. If Blue Exorcist, which is shonen and is mediocre by the way, has a big following while also gaining notoriety, then how come Claymore has never gained that same recognition? Could it be because the cast is mainly all women and people were sexist towards that idea? Now, I'm not trying to go off tangent here, but it's a shame that Claymore never received that type of treatment it deserved. It has a well-written story, the fight scenes are epic, and a great list of characters are provided as well that are badass like Claire, Maria, Irene, and Teresa, especially Teresa. She is such a G in that show. Now, you have a group of women labeled as Claymore who go around and slay Yoma from attacking humans by inheriting Yoma powers themselves. Without turning into one, they go around and just go ham on all the Yomas. You can't get better than that. The main issue though that the anime faces is that it really looks outdated in today's standards, so if it ever got a 2.0 version, then a lot more people would check it out. Still, you should do yourself a favor and check this series out if you haven't done so. If you're in need of a new action anime to watch, look no further than Claymore. I feel it would exceed above and beyond your expectations, and it's such a great story. I highly recommend giving the show a watch. And that about wraps it up for my top 6 most underrated animes list. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel for more videos coming in the future. I should be having more videos coming in the long run, but due to my work schedule, it's kind of hindering for me doing so. But I will do my best to stay on top of it because I really enjoy doing this. If you guys like this list, let me know down in the comment section, and if there was something that you disagreed on, let me know as well so we can have a fun conversation about it because I really enjoy doing this type of stuff. Also too, follow me on my social media platforms. I have Instagram and Twitter. I will put the links in my description below so you guys can give them a follow, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.